The Eras Tour is an unprecedented display of Taylor Swift's vast discography. The show debuted on March 17, 2023 to a crowd in Glendale, Arizona, and stretched to 21 countries on 5 continents, 22 if you count Austria, where 3 shows were canceled. More on that later. Era by era, Swift has sung and danced her way through her catalog of work, and her concerts have become a melting pot of fans who all speak the same lyrical language.
August. Okay.
The fans who didn't prevail in the great war of getting tickets camp outside of stadiums to sing with other fans in the open air. It's called Taylor gating. Others watch on grainy live streams shared by Swifties from inside the concerts. There are different songs performed every night. Special guests and surprise announcements await concertgoers in some cities. The concert is a cultural phenomenon, a record-breaking event, and the highest-grossing tour of all time. Pollstar estimated Taylor Swift's show grossed more than $1 billion in its first year. And that's before the singer brought her magnum opus to Asia, Australia, Europe, and then back to North America. Swifties made lifelong memories at shows across the world. Some got engaged. Others cried at the thought of saying something to Miss Americana. But no matter the language, the tens of thousands of fans that packed into every arena had the same words to say to the ultra megastar.
I really love you, Taylor.
We went to Nashville night 2 last May. Just
Abby
us
and I,
two.
yeah.
Sisters Abby Luna and Val Haynes went to the Eras Tour in Nashville in May of 2023. But 1 year later, Swift changed the show, scrambling her setlist and adding 7 songs from her 11th era album, The Tortured Poets Department. And the sisters couldn't wait to get back and bring their mom, Marge.
We thought it would be a good opportunity for all 3 of us to spend some time with, our mom, sans children, husbands, and just have a nice girl family vacation.
Swift only scheduled 3 US cities to visit at the end of her tour, and secondhand ticket prices skyrocketed. Some of the cheapest nosebleed seats were going for north of $2,000 to $3,000, sending fans overseas to get a full vacation cheaper than 1 American ticket.
Considering what resale is in the States, it was cheaper for me to get a plane ticket and hotel in Tokyo than to buy a resale ticket in Indianapolis or Miami for next year. But it's just surreal, and the fans here have been so inviting and so fun I'm here alone, so just dancing and meeting new people, it's been absolutely incredible.
The paramount question is why? Why spend thousands of dollars and travel to multiple shows? The answer is not so simple. There's the community that dresses up in Swift's 11 eras and exchanges friendship bracelets. There's the 46-song setlist and 3+ hour show. And then there's the way fans everywhere connect to Swift in a vulnerable and personal way. They all feel like the singer has written the soundtrack to their lives.
It's been 18 years of her music, and so for me, that's going from 22 to 40, which is, significant growing up, significant challenges in your life, and now being 40 years old to be able to share it, like I said, generationally with my 2-year-old and with my mother. That's really special.
Whenever you come into the fandom, you deeply relate to Taylor's music. There's just something about her and the way she writes and relates to us that makes it to where no matter what walk of life you come from, no matter who you are, what you do, there's something about a Taylor Swift song that connects you, and it also connects us with each other. I think, like I said, that's what makes this community so strong and so special.
As a 50 Swiftie, her music just transcends all generations, genres, nations. It just brings people together. You can just come and be yourself.
The biggest reason why I speak English is because Taylor Swift.
Taylor is my whole life.
Maybe 10-year-old Ellie Hurtado can use her eloquence and charm to break down why Swifties become superfans.
I was born in 2013, so I was kind of a 1989 baby. I was always liked her music. And then Midnights came out and she introduced me to Bejeweled. I really liked it. I started listening to more and more of her. I started making playlists. And then all of a sudden, I just started to know a bunch of her songs. And I started making friendship bracelets. And I just kind of eventually just became a huge Swiftie.
At every concert, fans pass around handmade beaded jewelry.
Anyone want to trade friendship bracelet? Come here!
The bracelets are full of song titles, lyrics, and Swiftie inside jokes.
I have lots. This side is friendship bracelets that I do not want to trade. They are too pretty to trade. And these friendship bracelets are ones that are pretty, but I'm willing to trade them.
Ellie and her mom Julia are standing outside of the Taylor Swift Superstore in London. The two were relieved to get last-minute tickets to Wembley Stadium after their concert was canceled in Vienna, Austria the week before.
So we surprised her with Vienna tickets for her 10th birthday in December. We got the tickets last July, planned this trip for 13 months, and kept it a secret for months and months, and then surprised her because she's December baby, just like Taylor.
The 3 Austrian concerts were canceled due to an alleged terrorist plot. One of the arrested teenagers told officials he planned to kill as many fans as possible.
And my husband and I were just sitting in the room, and my Swift alert, like my mastermind game, the notification went off and said, you know, there's been a terrorism threat and all the Vienna shows are canceled. And if I can be really honest, I threw up. I completely just like had a visceral reaction.
While Julia planned her next move with the goal of not disappointing Ellie, the Swiftie community rallied in the streets. Influencer Ty Wilson remembers the experience all too well.
I was there in Vienna, and when we got that news that all 3 shows were canceled, it almost felt like a joke at first because it was just unbelievable. And I say this all the time, the community aspect of being a Swiftie is what makes this so much different than being a fan of any other artist on the planet.
I don't miss what we had a good summer, yeah.
Tens of thousands sang Taylor songs. Julia came up with the last-minute plan in the 13th hour. They would go to the final European stop.
We were fortunate enough to use our Vienna refund to get tickets to London. And then we, just decided to pivot, and we made the most of our time in Vienna. We did a lot of sightseeing. I have the sweetest videos I can send you of her singing with Swifties all over Cornelius Gasse.
I traded so many friendship bracelets. I counted one day. I traded around 58 friendship bracelets.
Although the mother-daughter duo had their outfits for the concert picked out, they arrived to the store early to grab swag, which is making bank for Swift's camp, with sweatshirts going for $80 and t-shirts going for more than $50. Amanda White, a doctoral accounting student at the University of Technology in Sydney, estimated the singer would make about $66 million in merchandise sales just in the Australian city.
It's been Taylor mania.
Yes.
We have met Swifties everywhere we have
in
been.
our hotel, there was a whole group of little girls with their sparkle skirts on. So cute. They were so excited.
Friendship bracelets everywhere.
Everywhere.
I've been to London so many times, and I've never heard so many American accents as I've heard this week, or meet so many Taylor fans. I mean, there are Taylor Eras t-shirts everywhere,
And they've been
friendship
happy
bracelets.
and excited and fun. I've seen a lot of shows and a lot of, famous rock bands, but this is a different level of stardom that she has united her fans with, that affects so many people with just happiness.
Happiness is seen on the faces zigzagging through the store rows. Julia grew up with Swift and can now pass lessons on to her daughter.
I got into Taylor during the Fearless era when I was in grad school already. And if I had someone like Taylor to look up to when I was her age, like just seeing someone who, takes care of other people, but also takes care of herself, who is a brilliant businesswoman, who's so intelligent and so imaginative. She just is so thoughtful and true to herself, and that's exactly what you want in a role model.
But what would Ellie say to Taylor if she had the chance?
Oh my God, I would need like 6 hours.
I think first you'd say thank you, just because of how much she means to you.
I would say,
and how grateful you are that she's a small part of your life.
I would say how much of a role model she is for me. I would definitely give her a friendship bracelet.
These hypotheticals help to pass the time while the two make their way to the cashier.
Oh, we're up. And then I'll also do the number 7 in a medium.
As they check out, fans are already coalescing outside of the stadium, dressed in outfits of all eras.
Can I tell you, I have never seen so many colorful people in my life. It's amazing.
Amy Willow came to the stadium in the overnight hours and sat down to line up in the general admission area. There were no assigned seats in many of the South American and European arenas, so fans had to get spots on a first-come, first-served basis. Amy almost didn't come after the Vienna threats.
I'd read everything, all the fine print and everything before I decided to stay standing. I was gonna try and sort my tickets. The girl's like, do I want to do this? if it's going to be a massive thing, if there's going to be issues, if everyone's going to be on edge, is this going to be like a happy environment? But like, I read all the things, there was security everywhere. Even yesterday, there was security everywhere. There was security there at 3 in the morning, at 2 in the morning.
Some fans show their gratitude by exchanging friendship bracelets with security and police officers, which is something seen at every stop from England to Australia.
The friendship bracelets are from the crowd. So we don't get any from Victoria Police. This is all members of the crowd. So people have come up to us all night wanting to give us bracelets, exchange bracelets. Very cool.
Then there's the outfits. Fans spend hours making them or hundreds of dollars buying them. You see dresses of every era, like Anna Maria Joseph's Evermore gown.
I was born in London, but I have moved to the Caribbean island of Antigua, so I brought my Antigua flag. And the two girls, they're Swifties from the Caribbean, so I know Taylor's not coming to the Caribbean, so I decided to bring them to London to experience the Eras Tour.
The girls are dressed up as reputation clowns. It's an inside joke among Swifties, who get their hopes up that the singer is going to announce the re-record of her 6th album at every show. When the fandom is wrong, they call it clowning.
I'm wearing a Travis Kelce jersey.
Because of Swift's relationship with Kelce, there are Kansas City Chiefs shirts scattered at every global stop. There are also custom t-shirts and fun inside joke costumes like a banana. They love to pose for photos, and they love to be on the lookout for famous influencers like Dan Cash.
I make content on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm a massive, massive Swiftie.
Are you Tess?
Or Tess Bohne, who live streams all the concerts when she's not there in person. She finished her broadcast for the first 3 nights in London and then jumped on a plane to go to the final 2 nights.
Yeah, I get off the live stream and I realize I have about an hour and a half to pack and go to the airport. And also during the stream, I had to make 2 outfits.
Tess's snake dress with draped black lace represents Swift's 6th album, Reputation. Dan's shirt is a play on words, demonstrating his love for the 8th album, Folklore.
I think when I first listened to Folklore, there was a lot of that just kind of struck a nerve. Mirrorboard especially, and this is me trying, and just that kind of feeling of feeling lost and having pressure on you from everywhere else, like external sources, and then navigating through that. Folklore is such a powerful kind of album for me, and that will always be my go-to if I'm ever having a bad day or bad moment.
The two are mini celebrities, noticed and acknowledged by the Swift fandom.
I don't think there's another artist who can gather this many people with, it sounds like, with their hearts. Like, we're connected in ways through her music that our vulnerabilities are shared, and we know that, like, if you're here, if you have that love for Taylor, there is a kindness and an understanding that we have shared together.
Even if a person isn't well known, their work may be well known among the community. What I mean by that is fans know Bridget Sarek as the dancing Aussie who is grooving every day until she meets Taylor. Or fans may have seen sketches done by Chris Lloyd, whose art of a security guard and the tour has been viewed by hundreds of thousands online. Or they've seen social media videos of Dana Theobald's wood pieces that are recreations of all of the Eras Tour stadiums.
Making these Eras Tour pieces pushed me in like a whole new creative direction I never thought was possible. I never painted or did any type of artistic work outside of woodworking before I started making these Eras Tour stadiums, and using her whole collection of all of her albums as like a muse has really pushed me creatively to try new things.
Ashley Jade of Perth, Australia spent months recreating Swift's bejeweled dress, hand gluing every sequin into place.
I'm so glad. This is so much to me.
It has been a bucket list item to come to Wembley Stadium, and it is very overwhelming. I thought that Sydney, the show that I went to, was a lot, but this is like next level crazy. Like, there are so many seats, so many people. It's like a sea of Swifties.
Looking out across the stadium, an amalgamation of emotions washed over Ashley.
I didn't expect to cry, but things have been a bit challenging for me in the last couple of months, and the timing of her new album felt like a letter written personally to me. It's helped in like therapy in a way. And so she's helped me get out of bed some days. She's helped me survive some days, and she's helped me have some of the best memories. She's brought me together with my community in Perth. I've hosted friendship bracelet making parties, and it's just like brought me together with like my people, and she's helped me in more ways than I could have ever imagined.
The show is 3+ hours long, and it's an impressive demonstration that spans 11 eras and 18 years of music. Swift broke attendance records in multiple stadiums, filling every crevice as the demand skyrocketed. For those with an assigned seat, they were free to grab concessions and use the restrooms. For the fans on the floor in venues like Wembley, once they nabbed their spots close to the catwalk, they were in place. Concert goers consolidated into one big bedazzled mass. The heat among the crowd in some locations became an issue, as Swifties alerted the singer and staff to fans in need of medical assistance. At one stop in Madrid, fans poured water over their friend's head as she knelt down. Swift paused her show more than 18 times across Europe to check on fans. The staff lining the stage handed out water, and in some cases, like in Portugal, they carried spectators to safety. In Stockholm and Australia, free water stations on the floor provided much needed assistance. At the end of the awe-inspiring acts, confetti falls to the ground and fans rush to pick up the colorful pieces. As the heaps of fans pile out, like the 90,000 here at Wembley, they make their way home. Bottlenecking on the streets and subways means it will take time to get everyone to their destination. But if you ask any of them, it's no bother. What they just witnessed is a show of historic and epic proportions.
In 20, 30 years from now, we're going to look back, and this is one of the only concerts of our time where someone is performing, singing, dancing, performing for 3.5 hours straight. She has set the path and the way for future artists, and it's just one of those moments where we're going to be able to say we were there.
I don't think anything will ever rival this. You know, what she's done and put together, the empire she's put together, I don't think any music group
I mean, we
would be
came
able
from
to
Atlanta,
match that.
you know, long way.
It feels like you'll never get this chance to see her do this many songs from so many years of her career, and it's just, yeah, it's just a once in a lifetime.
The Eras Tour is a remember when phenomenon, and at 34, the singer who's been in the global spotlight for half her life still has eras left to unearth. In Tokyo, Melbourne, Sydney, Paris, Stockholm, Lisbon, Madrid, London, and Nashville, Bryan West, USA Today, and the Tennessean.